Good morning, class 5. Welcome to your online science class. Today we will start with a new chapter, Living Things. Please open your book and go to page 25. So, we will start with a new chapter, that is Living Things. Now, we all know living things. What are living things? And in our environment, there are living things and non-living things. Living things, those who have life, those who can breathe, those who eat food, those who survive, and non-living things do not, isn't it? So in this chapter we are going to read about details about living things, and what are the main question which will come from this chapter is what are the characteristics of living things. We will discuss in details. And what are the special features of living things. Living things include, we all know, plants and animals both, isn't it? So both category, those are having life, they are known as living things. So let's start with the chapter. You can see many things around you. There are various kinds of plants and animals. There are also a large number of non-living things. So as I have told you, if you see the environment, the surrounding, you will see different living and non-living things, isn't it? If I say the examples of living things, that is human beings, animals like goat, cow, birds, etc., cat, dog, what you can see nearby, and non-living things, the house, the cars, road, isn't it? All the things are non-living things. The sun, moon, rocks, water and air, these are natural non-living things. That is also correct. What is the meaning of natural non-living things? The things which we are getting from nature, but they are non-living things in nature, isn't it? So natural non-living things. And paper, cloth, car, television and computer are non-living things. These are made by man or made by humans. Means what? The things, the non-living things which we are making for our own use, or we are using for our own benefit, for our own need, to satisfy our own need, these are called man-made non-living things. And those which we are getting naturally from the environment, from the surrounding, for maybe some geographical reason, it is natural non-living things. So under natural non-living things, what we are getting? Rain, moon, sun, mountains, isn't it? These are all non-living things which we are getting from nature and which we are making for our own benefit. Like paper, we are writing in the paper continuously, isn't it? The books, and what else we can say? Television, we are seeing, watching film and movie, and all programs in television. And car, we are using from going from one place to the other. So these are non-living things are divided mainly into two different parts: man-made natural thing, man-made non-living things, and natural non-living things. So we will start now the characteristics of living things. As we have to discuss living things in this chapter, we will discuss the different characteristics of the non-living things. Living things have a few common features. So what is the meaning of why it is mentioned that it is a common feature? Because even if it is a plant or an animal, in both cases these features are the same. Living things move on their own. That we also know. Human being, if I want, I can move from here. If you want, you can get up from your seat and you can go to wash your hand, you can go to washroom. If your mother will call you, you will go to respond. So they can move. And in case of plants also, we cannot see the movement of the plant, but if you experiment on it, you can see that the living things are the plants are moving. In the other chapters, when we will proceed with the other chapters, you will see that there's an experiment which is showing that plants also move. If you keep a plant in a corner of a window, and the window is a majority part of the window is shut, then you will see after 15 days or 20 days, slowly from the corner, the tree is moving towards the window, which part is open. Because why we know that? For the photosynthesis process, excuse me, for the photosynthesis process, they need sunlight, isn't it? So if I keep it in a corner, it will not get proper sunlight. So slowly it is moving towards the open part of the window so that they can receive the sunlight which is coming from the sun. That experiment you will do later on. So that is proving that living things can move from one place to the other. Animals move in search of food and shelter and to escape from their enemies. That is also correct. So when animals are moving from one place to the other, why they are moving? Because of their food. When they are not getting food in proper place, they are shifting their place of stay, shelter, and to escape from enemy. Suppose in a jungle there are big animals, those who are eating small animals. So what the small animals will do? They will shift their place of living, staying, isn't it? And they will change their shelter. Plants do not need to move around for food as they make their own food. They do not move, here it is written, but in case of scientific experiment we can see that the plants used to move their place. They do not move they do not have leg, isn't it? Like us, like human being, they do not have. But they also move from one place to the other in search of sunlight. Non-living things normally do not move on their own. So non-living things, they do not used to move. Living things need air, water and food. That is also the very important. It is the second point. Living things need air, water and food to live. If they do not get this, they will die. Non-living things do not need these things. Now see, we all need food, water, isn't it? And air to breathe. If we do not get any of these three, what will happen to us? We can die. If we do not eat, we will die. If we do not get water for a long period of time, we will feel thirsty and ultimately die. And if there is no air in the surrounding, then how we will receive oxygen, isn't it? So air, water and food, these are very important for living things. And in case of non-living things, it is not required. Most plants have a green substance called chlorophyll in their leaves. It helps them to make their own food using sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil through the process called photosynthesis. Now this is a part of experiment you can do. You plant a seed, you keep a seed and you try to slowly germinate it. And when the small seedling will go, and after that it will start becoming a tree, isn't it? And you will see that the leaves which are coming out, they are green in color. Now what is the reason behind it? Because the green leaves are with the green pigment called chlorophyll, and with the help of that green pigment called chlorophyll, with the help of sunlight and with the help of the water, underground water, the plant is making their own food, and the process is called the photosynthesis. So sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil, mineral and water from the soil, they are receiving and they are making the process of photosynthesis to prepare their own food. But don't you forget that they used to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. During the process of during the daytime, they used to receive the carbon dioxide and they used to release oxygen. Just the opposite happens, because they at that time they are preparing their food. But in case of breathing, they used to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, just like us. Animals do not have chlorophyll, so they eat plants or other animals for food. That we all know. Animals, we do not have even animals, the goat, cow, fish, and etc. Animals, they do not have any pigment like that, like chlorophyll that the plants have. So they used to depend for their food on other plants and animals. Like organisms such as mushroom do not have chlorophyll. They mostly grow on dead animals or plants to get their nutrients from them. So in case of mushroom and what happens, they are not green in color and they do not have the green pigment called chlorophyll, and thus they sit on different food and different animals, dead animals, to receive their food, and they receive their nutrients from that. So these are the first two characteristics what we have seen. Living things move on their own, and why they do move? They move for their food, shelter and to escape from enemy. And As we know, living things need air, water and food. All three are important. If we miss among them any one, then it can be very dangerous for us, and we can lose our life as well. So, we have seen the process of photosynthesis, how from plants they make their own food, and they do not need to move from one place to the other in search of food, because they cannot move. They move, but in a different way to receive the sunlight. Next day, we will start with the next characteristics. Living things are made up of cell. Thank you very much.